level. He said he wanted to test his young opponent who does not have match experience. And I guess Judah can speak to this better than anybody. You know, when you're playing at this high level, those nerves, they really will trickle in at the start of an event, and then you may get settled. And if we remember back to 2018, Fabiano Caruana was on the absolute knocking on the door of defeat, and he saved that first game, and then the nerves settled in and he played a great match up into the tiebreak. So perhaps Gukesh, he wasn't lucky in the first game, but his skill will shine here on out.
All right, well, let's go ahead and toss things over to Grandmaster Maurice Ashley as we get round number 3 underway. I suspect we'll get ceremonial first moves and stuff as well. Let's hear what they've got to say.
Championships 2024 held here at the Aquarius Hotel at the luxurious Resorts World Sentosa in beautiful Singapore. I'm Maurice Ashley, and it is my pleasure to introduce the 2 players who are competing for the title of World Chess Champion. First, the challenger from India, Gukesh Dommaraju. And hailing from China, the world champion, Ding Liren. I have to say that Singapore has been a fantastic host nation so far. They have treated the players like royalty, and even we staff as royalty as well. The fans have been out in droves. The enthusiasm is through the roof. The food, my goodness, the food. I'm trying not to gain 10 pounds by the time this trip is over from how amazing the food has been. It has indeed been quite an experience, and I think it will go down as one of the great places to host a World Chess Championship. Thank you, please. And with that, let the game begin.
Game number 3 of the FIDE World Championship is officially a go. Gukesh has made the first move.
Are you surprised to see a new opening move from the young Indian superstar?
Well, I'm not very surprised, to be honest, because this is a good repertoire of Gukesh starting with d4. And I think it's still the phase in the match where they trying to feel each other, where are the weak spots. And 1e4 in the first game, it was a good choice. Then it was a French defense chosen by Ding, which was a little bit provocative, provoking Gukesh, I believe. But now I think somehow Gukesh starts also calming down, and maybe he goes for a more solid choice, I must say. But we are going to see this, I think, in the match. As in every match, we see always that they're alternating their choices already, even from the first.
And look at that, knight e6, the only move for black that allows him to maintain the approximate balance, slightly better for white. We're just...
But I have the feeling... Sorry.
Judith, sorry. No, I was saying he might answer that question very soon, because rook c1 clearly step 1. And interestingly, Ding hasn't responded yet. So I feel like Ding needs to speed up a bit, not just because of the clock, but I mean, in terms of his chances here. I mean, the fact that he keeps slowing down after every turn, I don't feel like he is...
The different options, and he just blundered, basically. He forgot about his c2 bishop. He thought after g5 he can get back anytime. And knight e2 is on the board.
Huge find from Gukesh. The youngster trails by a point in this match. It is early, but this could help him even up the score. He drinks water. That's how you know he's feeling good about his position. And now it's up to Ding Liren to find some quick moves in succession to give himself hopes of surviving, because he is down to 20 minutes.
Knight e2 is the move which was blundered by him. Knight b3.
Okay, it looks like that knight takes b3 was just as good as some of the other options where you are only getting 2 pawns for your lost piece. And you see Gukesh there from the vantage point of a piece. Now it's Ding Liren's turn, and he snaps that knight off the board. Knight takes d2. So as we see some trades happen, the good news for Ding is quick moves. He's getting close to the time control. The bad news, he's down a piece. And I have to ask you, Judith, we see the chat, 57%. The number is growing for people believing in Gukesh's chances to win. At least in the back of your mind, you think, all right, there could be some pitfalls, but he finds it. Of course he does. Gukesh
Of course he does.
With the exception of g5 by him, where that was a mistake, he pushed his pawn, freed up some squares for black's pieces.
Yes.
If you could take that move out of the equation, he has played an exceptional game.
Yeah.
You see the evaluation bar has not changed, and also it takes away bishop c5 check in some of these critical variations. So king e8, a perfectly reasonable move, but now I'm actually less focused on the ins and outs of the board. I'm just looking at the clock. He has 1 minute and 50 seconds to reach move 40, where both players will get an extra 30 minutes on the clock with 30 seconds bonus time with each and every move. Judith, and actually I'm going to ask chat before I even ask you. Chat, do you think Ding Liren is going to reach move 40 in this game? Judith, do you think he's going to be able to reach move 40?
Same time, of course, it's also a sensitive thing. We have bishop g3 on the board. Not
Did you see? You could see Ding. He's like, I'm not waiting for you to go right down the move. I'm immediately playing rook to h5. He spent only 1 second on that move, and well, he looked up at his opponent. And Judith, I'm going to say that bishop f4, rook h4. These moves can happen fast. So Ding Liren, we've been worried about his time management. He now has 8 moves to make, and he still has 1:49. You really called a great variation there, but okay, moves are coming in. Ding Liren does not have time. The king is up on f3. Oh, you can't take e5 in many positions, Judith, because bishop h4, and there will be mating nets against the black king in many positions.
That's a very nice one. This is a very important, because now look at that. Bishop on g3, pawn will be pushed e5. Black cannot take on g5 if he cannot take on g5.
I think he has
But
to
probably
right
he
away.
Cannot. And if he cannot, then the rook on h5 is completely out of the game. So this is a great technique with knight f3. Bishop d4.
Ding Liren drops the bishop on d4. That's move 34, everybody. 1 minute, 7 seconds remaining on his clock. He needs to hit move 40 to get that extra time. It's much needed for him at this stage. And well, Judith, I mean, this position is starting to heat up, but it does feel easier for white to play. The last couple of trades, I like them from Gukesh's perspective.
Yeah, it seems like in the last 2-3 moves, there was an improvement for white to eliminate the knight from the center, one very active piece from black. And now the question is, can black capture on g5 the pawn? Is that a possibility?
I'm going to personally trust Gukesh and say the answer is no. I think rook takes g5, maybe there's like bishop h3 coming, and this rook on d7 is nowhere good to go.
Exactly, which means that probably black will be exchanging on h1, and then probably rook h1 will be the move, and gives the opportunity for white very soon to push e5, rook h7, put it on the 7th rank. The f7 pawn is so weak that probably it will cost the game eventually.
20 seconds for Ding Liren. You see he's confused. He doesn't know if he can capture that pawn on g5. He is super nervous. He has to make a move. I mean, he just has to. And he picks up his rook, and what's he going to do? He hasn't moved. He's freezing. Oh my goodness. Back on the clock is Ding Liren under bishop h3, and f5 is played here. So Gukesh, he knows that he has the upper hand. It's now very clear. The evaluation bar is sky high, and for Ding Liren, he's probably not even going to reach move 40.
Bishop f5. Look at that.
Oh.
Bishop f5.
Wow, what a fine game over. Gukesh Dommaraju equals the match. 1-0, 1-0. I think we can hear some applause in the background, in the playing arena in Singapore. But Judith, wow, what a quick finish to that game.
I'm speechless. Things have speeded up in the last few moves, and what a game by Gukesh. He took the opportunity and equalized the match. Congratulations to him.
John, you were watching that. We see on Ding Liren's face, and that is upset. I don't want to call it heartbreak. The match is still equal, a long way to go, but you can see that Ding Liren, he is very, very sad about what just happened.
Absolutely, Robert. That is a crushing result for Gukesh, the 18-year-old World Championship challenger. Now, this, of course, is by no means a done deal. This simply levels the match at 1.5 points all, but Ding Liren will be lamenting the opportunity to potentially extend a lead here. What an incredible final couple of minutes there. Even though the position was one on the board for white, there was so much tension, and us watching, there was still so much to go through before we could actually work out exactly what was going on and how the game was going to end. Judith, those emotions in the last couple of minutes, even if you know one side is objectively one on the board, it doesn't stop the tension, it doesn't stop the emotion. We're still sitting here on the edge of our seats.
Well, the tension is absolutely huge. I mean,